something.
What's up, you big?
Oh, boys.
Oh, shit.
What's up?
What's up, guys?
Nothing much.
Can you hear me pretty good or no?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
Yep.
you're awesome.
All right, cool.
You're awesome.
Sucks that you,
Oh, in the studio. Wow.
yeah, a little bit of
Yeah.
a studio. You got big time, and you're
You
just
lower my
blowing
headphones.
off our meetings and all that, right? Yeah. What guy makes
I know,
one
dude,
MLB
sorry.
debut, and he's like,
Try
yeah,
to-
fuck these guys.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a little bit better. We're getting ready for next year.
How's the off season going? Everything. So it seems like you're.
It's good. Everything's
That's mine,
yeah,
you
everything's
cock
good,
big.
man.
What are you guys doing?
We're trying to adjust the headphone volume. Mine's loud. But it leads in right here, idiot.
I don't know how you can work with these fuckers right
I
here.
have generally no idea. I study
tell
the
me
ship.
about it.
I study this ship. But yeah, your IG story and everything. It seems like you're doing some like cool shit in the off season with pitching, and you got your cameras going, slow mo videos, all that. You're rolling already. It seems like you started early too, right?
Yeah, definitely. Started early, and the cameras and shit. It's the stuff that they can do it's crazy nowadays, and so we pretty much have like a pitching lab in our gym now, and so a bunch of guys are in there working on like pitch development and kind of some stuff like that, and so it's really cool what we're kind of doing in there.
Who are you throwing with? Do you have like a group of pitchers that you're around?
Yeah, so the main group I throw with is me, Alex Wood, Tanner Rorick, and Dylan Cease. So those are like the main guys that we throw with. And then there's some other guys that will come, like Brad Keller, who I'm pretty close with. He'll come in a good amount of times, and there's just a bunch of guys. There's like the group of like talent in Georgia. It's crazy. Like in this like Atlanta area, there's so many guys like high level guys. I mean, we have like Charlie Blackman, DJ LeMay. He used to work out at our gym until he moved to Michigan. So there's a lot of talent in that gym.
That's fucking nuts. Just like that much talent in like the same area. We had like
I would never go there.
David DeJesus. That was it. That's all I had. David DeJesus.
Yeah, I mean, Clint is from Georgia, too, right?
Yeah, Clint.
Yeah, Clint.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he worked out at that gym, and then I think this past off season he switched over to a different gym. Michael Chavis is there. You guys know him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's literally insane. Like
Too much
There's
talent.
probably like 40 or 50 big leaguers in there.
Damn. So like you guys are all just like pushing yourselves. There's got to be like some crazy like competition going on like every day, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think so there's a pitchers and a hitters group, and like it just depends on how competitive the guys that you're around are. Like for me, the pitchers group, we're so competitive and we're pretty close, so it's fun to be able to like push each other and stuff. It definitely helps because you can hold each other accountable instead of like skipping out on workouts and shit like that. You guys can, I mean, you guys will hit us up if you're missing a workout.
What
Yeah.
are some competitions you've had?
A lot of the stuff will be like it'll be like just like training stuff. So like who can, I mean, I guess it's just a dick measuring contest pretty much. Just like who can squat the most, who can jump the highest, who can, stuff like that.
What are we squatting these days?
I've gotten up to 515 on my squat, but nowadays I'm like, I just want to stay healthy. So I'm like, I'm not going to do anything crazy, but I think I got up to like 405 for like 4 this off season.
Damn.
Marty looks unimpressed.
I am. I mean, I work out now. If you can't tell, look at this fucking.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
I can tell. No,
Yeah,
look at those things.
thank you.
And Tommy works out too.
Well,
No,
not
no.
anymore. The last time I saw you,
Yeah.
actually, it was like early March. That was pretty much the best shape I was in my life. The whole pandemic thing has really slowed me down. I don't go to the gyms anymore. They
He's
shut them
got
down.
saggy tits now.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
don't
good.
want to talk about it anymore. But I was.
You're just out on lifting.
Look, yeah, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk.
You
about
almost got fired for working out too much.
it. Yeah, people said I looked gross.
Dave
I
literally went up to him and goes like, "What do you look so weird?" And he literally almost terminated his contract.
They told me I look like SpongeBob. You know when SpongeBob gets the big muscles, but the rest
Yeah.
of his body is normal. I mean, my traps. Oh, my traps. They were unreal. Not my tries. Whatever the hell they are.
don't even know what muscle you're talking about.
Muscle group. Yeah.
I looked good.
He's
Now
like,
I don't. I don't want to talk
biceps
about
look
it.
great.
Traps. Yeah. Oh, my shoulder. Oh, my jawline chiseled by
Enough.
Michelangelo himself. Now I'm fucking
my God.
skinny fat again.
Oh my God! Stop. When you're throwing, I always wonder as a pitcher in the offseason, especially like a young guy like yourself. You ever just like, hey, let's learn a new pitch. Let me just like add a pitch here, like a splitter or like not a knuckleball. That seems like too much. But like, is it ever just like you get bored and you're like, let's fuck around with a new pitch?
Yeah, I think it just depends. Like, so that's actually funny. I was talking with Tanner yesterday, and we were talking about like cutters because I tried to learn a cutter last off season. It just depends. Like a lot of it has to do with your pitch repertoire and like the way you like tunnel and there's so much that goes into it. So for me, I tried to learn a cutter last year just to get more lefties out, just to be able to like go up and in, and it just creates a lot more opportunity for me. And then I was talking with Tanner about it yesterday, and I kind of have some natural cut to my four seam. So like my big like goal this off season. So there's a lot of times where you're like, all right, I just want to learn something new. I want to do another pitch. Like it just makes it more interesting. It's a lot more fun. Like it's more fun, yes, but also there's like there's more ways to get guys out. So if it ends up working out, it's it works. But for me, this offseason, I really wanted to like kind of shape the difference between my four and two seam. So I wanted to like just completely change the pitch profile of my four seam to where like there's actually a difference in between the four and two, to where you can be like, oh, that's two different pitches. Because a lot of times, like sometimes when you're throwing a fastball, they kind of like mix together and they blend and they look the same. So for me, I really wanted to add a lot of like ride on my four seam this offseason and kind of just continue to like get the horizontal break on my two seam. So that's when like all these devices like the TrackMan and the Edgertronic, like the slow motion cameras and stuff like that, to where I can look at finger position, like wrist position, and like you can just sit there and break it down, and I can see the difference in a ball four seam when I throw it with like 22 vertical break, and a ball when I'm throwing it with like 16 vertical break. And like the amount of difference is like maybe like not even a centimeter on my finger, like or like a little bit late on my finger position, or how much I'm putting pressure on a certain finger. So for me, like I really wanted to kind of like get that consistency on the four seam, to where it's like every single time I'm out there, I get that consistent break, to where I can continue to like just get guys out in the top half of the zone as much as I do in the bottom half.
Yeah.
With the guys you like work out with, will they help you if like they have a good cutter? If like Rourke's like, I have a good cutter, will he actually like show you everything?
And same thing with you. With
so
your curveball, like people probably do the same thing with you, I assume.
Right. Yeah, I was just someone my curveball the other day, and they ended up throwing it. It was like a lot of times guys, when they try my grip, it's a kind of unique grip. They're like, no way that works. And then this kid the other day, I showed it to him, and it was actually nasty. But yeah, so Tanner, like a lot of guys will be like, yeah, this is what I do. Like here's my cutter grip. A lot of guys are just open to it. I mean, we're all kind of in the same thing. We're trying to all be successful in the same field. So it's funny when you're like, I mean, even when you're facing like Tanner's, like he's in the same division as us, but like in the end of the day, we're all just worried about each other and just trying to help each other out. So it's good to be around guys like that. And I mean, we have guys like Dylan Cease, who, I mean, he has like the top 4 average velo in the MLB, but he has like crazy ride on his fastball. So I'll kind of like pick the guys like his brain and just be like, what are you thinking when you're throwing a four seam?
That's awesome. It seems like Matt Blake is fully infiltrated your head with like these. I mean, you were already buying in like last year when we talked to you in Tampa. You were like, you would just go off, but I feel like you're just fully embraced in the numbers these days. You probably just see the world as like the Matrix with just numbers or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you don't even see actual
Zach
actual people.
Galifianakis in The Hangover.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just walking around like looking at this guy, like counting numbers.
Yeah.
I'm really good at like blackjack now and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's those guys. Just what they brought to the Yankees, I think it speaks volumes. I mean, even like Sam Breen, I think it's so underrated what Sam's doing on the minor league level. He's basically like the exact same thing as Matt Blake. I mean, they're just both like two analytical minds. Like they just came from like Sam came from Driveline, and just being at the alternate site with them was just like amazing. Being able to like during a season, you'll have like pitching coordinators and directors. They'll come around, they'll watch your starts. They'll be like, this is what you need to look on. This is what you need to work on. They'll show you like some data and stuff like that. And then they're out of there. But when you're at the alternate site, it was every single day. Like Sam would watch my throwing sessions. He would watch whatever I'm doing, warming up. Like every single thing is like, I was on a watchful eye. And so to have him like just watching every single thing I do and being able to like just continuing to put input on stuff, it helped me tremendously. Like I was, the strides and stuff that I made as far as pitch development and like shaping of pitches and pitch profiles and stuff like that it was so amazing. And I've carried it into the off season, and that's why another reason why I wanted to start early and throw a lot of bullpens was because I knew if I just kind of carried that over of like the throwing volume that I was doing at the alternate site, and I just continued to throw, I was going to be able to make a lot of strides off the mound. And so a lot of stuff, like a lot of times in the off season, it's just like, I want to work on my body and like, I want to eat right and I want to do this and that. And you're like, okay, I'll start throwing in January. I'll start throwing my bullpens then, and just like go into spring training and, hope to do good but for me, it's like, I want to be, I'm like, when I come to spring training, I'm going to be like, I want to feel like it's July for me. I want to be ready to go. Because a lot of guys, I mean, there's difference. Like when Garrett or any of these other guys, they come in, they know they have a job. They know what they know that they're gonna. He knows he's gonna be starting opening day, so
Right.
he can plan around that. For me, it's like there's a lot of unknowns, so I want to go in there just ready to go, ready to perform. So for me, last year when I went in, I probably threw like 2 or 3 bullpens going into spring training, and I was like, I just felt behind the 8 ball. I was just playing catch up the whole time.
Didn't look like that, to be honest, when you face people.
It didn't look like it, but it felt like it. Like I just didn't like, as far as like sharpness of pitches and just command wise, I just didn't feel right. But where I'm at now, it's just like a whole nother ball game for me. So I'm excited.
How much do you try to balance your off season between, like you're saying, getting better, working out, training, and also just being like, I want some downtime. Like I want to play some video games. I want to watch some TV. I don't want to worry about baseball today. Like, do you balance it by, start of the off season, I'm just gonna pig out and relax, and then I'm gonna get going, or like, what's your format?
Yeah. So I think a balance is like the biggest thing for me. Obviously, I play a lot of golf. So
And
like
that's I can't stand that you're fucking good at golf. I can't stand that you're good. You're unbelievable. He's like, well, aren't you like a 4?
I'm good at golf, but I was talking to Hicksy the other day, and dude, that guy's on another level.
Do you believe that he hit the hole in one? I need
I mean, it's hard to not believe. He was playing with like Tiger Woods' niece or something.
Yeah.
She's like a reporter, so I doubt she's just gonna like fabricate that. But I mean,
paid her off.
I saw a video of him just bombing it like 350, 360.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this guy's impressive. And then he messaged me the other day because when I was down in Isle of Palms playing golf for like a family trip. And he was like, I see you're getting ready for me for spring training. I'm like, dude, I need a lot more training than this. But yeah, it's good to have like a balance. I think golf was like kind of that getaway for me. I think I play a ton of video games. I think that like early, I'll do most of my workouts early in the morning. Oh shoot, my bad.
You're good.
All right, technical difficulties. So I do most of my workouts early in the morning. I do my bullpens early in the morning. And then so I'll have the rest of the day to kind of chill and do whatever I want. And so a lot of times I'll play video games or hang out at the house. Like I just got a Traeger grill, so I'm obsessed with it. Like I'm always cooking on that thing right now.
That's dope.
So yeah, I just kind of find things and try to. When I was growing up, it was always basketball. Like I just try to be as athletic as possible. But nowadays, I think if I play a lot more basketball, I might get a few phone calls from the Yankees.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, just ask your own manager how that went.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna take that's what I was like. I wanted to text Boone one day and be like, hey, I think I'm gonna start playing some basketball, and then I thought about it a little bit more.
Immediate phone call from everyone on the team.
Yeah, exactly.
What's like your favorite TV show you got into and like movie like since like the season's end and like quarantine, whatever? There's a ton of like good shit out there, I feel like right now.
Dude, yeah. So I grinded so many shows in the quarantine. Like I after that I was like, dude, I need a new show. I couldn't find anything. I've been watching. I dabbled in like The Boys. It's on.
It's great.
Amazon Prime. It's a great show.
Hubs wants to suck off that show. It's like every time it gets mentioned,
The Boys is a fantastic show. And if you don't watch it, you're just missing out on life. That's my opinion.
Honestly, a lot of the Yankee players they put me on that one. I think Harkey was like, dude, you got to watch this show.
Yeah.
So I ended up watching that. Peaky Blinders is something that like. So the thing with Peaky Blinders is I'm stuck on season like 3 just when the Russians and stuff come in.
I can't watch shows with horses and accents.
Yeah.
Can't do it. The first
horses
episode
and accents, horses or accents.
I heard it's a great show because it has like gambling and stuff in it too. And the first episode, a horse shows up and I couldn't understand the guy. I turned it right off.
How do you not understand the guy? It's English.
He probably speaks clear
just
English
watching
than you do.
subtitles.
I can't. And then I have to read. No chance.
Yeah, actually, your brain doing 2 things at once doesn't work.
If you want a new show, it's on Showtime. Your Honor,
Marty.
it's a good show. It's called Your Honor. It's Bryan Cranston's new show.
No, Clark. How about Survivor? It's on Netflix.
Dude, I know you're a Survivor guy. I see your tweet.
It's a renaissance right now. People are loving it.
Hey, listen, you know how I am with my reality TV. I love reality TV, and so that's like as close as you can get. I think it being put on Netflix, it makes an easy outlet for me. So I might
Season 28, Cagayan. Start with that, and then if you like that, DM me,
28?
and I'll send you my watch guide. Trust me, Season 28, Cagayan. You're gonna get hooked. Everybody loves it. Literally everybody.
Second. You have a watch guide?
Yeah, I blogged a watch
fucking
guide.
Loser.
It's been very helpful for a lot of people.
Dude, what I've been grinding right now is Master Chef. Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, the best. The uncensored ones are. Oh my god.
Oh, dude, the way I tell people all the time, I'm like, this dude has such a talent for being like a dick and like the nicest guy at the same time.
Yeah.
Like it's just an absolute talent.
He's on TikTok now. I don't know if you've seen that. And he did one recently. Where are you going?
They're begging for me to do this whoop thing.
All right, go. Run. All right, he'll be back in a second. But he's on TikTok now, and I think I just saw last night some vegetarian or vegan where it's like, oh, it's good that, like, vegan's good, eat vegetables and all this. And then he takes a bite of lettuce, spits it out, and just eats a cheeseburger, like, right in her face. He's the best. Oh, my God.
I love him.
He's unbelievable. I was going to suggest, since everyone's giving suggestions, Flight Attendant on HBO Max. I couldn't have written enough blogs about that show. It is unbelievable. Kaylee Cuoco's phenomenal. I would suggest.
Dude, I heard she's awesome in it.
I think she's gonna win. If she doesn't, I'll probably boycott the Emmys or whatever.
It's all right.
Every single person I've recommended that to said it's phenomenal. So you just don't have a good taste.
What was the other show on HBO? The one that was like
Undoing?
a murder mystery with
The Undoing.
Undoing. It was trash.
Dude, it's so predictable.
I think that's why I know.
So predictable and it was just so like over drama. Like the drama in it was just like the loud noises and like it was just terrible.
There
Very
was
bad.
that's kind of fun. There was a lot of random loud noises all the time.
Yeah, very good. Did you check out
a
Queen?
lot of like staring scenes.
Yes.
Queen's Gambit. Or you gotta say
Queen's Gambit. Yeah, I just finished that.
Fire! Oh my God.
Fire!
Dude, she's amazing.
I started it like a month ago, and I couldn't get through the first episode, and I kind of turned it off, and then I all of a sudden randomly went to episode 2 like 2 days ago. Burned through the whole season right there.
Even if I don't like chess?
Oh, yeah, you don't have to know a thing about chess.
You gotta watch it.
You really? I actually had
the final episode is so good.
Dude, the ending is like perfect. Like literally, like
even though it's like somewhat predictable, like you can kind of get what's going on, but like just the fact that she's just her personality and the way she carries herself is so sick.
But it is predictable, but to get to the point of like the ending, you couldn't guess at all of how they get there in the middle episodes and all that, and the shit she goes through. It is big fire. I was a big fan of that show for sure.
Do you guys have like new rules when you go to spring training? Like, have they told you anything about like the Corona shit?
Yeah, so I mean, there's so many. Like, typically, I would already be down in Tampa right now, because I have a place down there. So I like to get down there early, like throw a lot of the bullpens and just be around the guys. And it's a good atmosphere down there, especially the weather. It's amazing down there this time of year. But right now, I mean, they sent out a memo out saying like basically unless you're a full-time resident or like basically unless you live in your spring training home, like you're not able to go down there until like almost the start date of spring training. So a lot of guys are just kind of like holding tight, unless you're already down there in the Tampa facility. So that part sucks. I hope like they kind of like maybe review that a little bit and let at least some of the guys like a little like some of the pitchers come down, because I mean when we get there, like it's just like jump right into it.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a good thing you started early though. It's a good thing like you started early, you know.
100%, because honestly, I'm like. At our gym, since we have so many pro guys, we're gonna have like some live DPs coming up in the next few weeks. So
that's dope.
Just to be able to it's gonna be sick to be able to throw and stuff, and actually in like a game setting. But yeah, as far as I kind of get the information as you guys get the information. Yeah. I read that there's gonna be like some type of fans there with like pods of 6 or whatever it is, and as far as like the protocol and stuff, I think they're still reviewing that and going over that with the Players Association. So we'll see what happens with that, but I hope it's just like some type of normalcy. I mean, it needs to be at least not like it was last year. I hope it really is kind of gets back to what it normal baseball.
When you do live pitching in like when you do it off that weird ass mound in like the indoor facility, you guys have such a fucking advantage over the hitters. It's bullshit. You can't see shit when you're hitting against. I used to do that. The lighting's so bad, and you guys are blowing it. I literally like almost got sat every year because I couldn't hit in that goddamn thing.
If you throw like any bit over like 88, it looks like 105.
Yes, the pop of the glove too sounds so
loud.
Pop
of the glove indoors sounds like a fucking bomb is going off.
And you guys look so much closer than 60 feet. so much close.
Oh yeah, it's like it feels like we're throwing 30 feet. I can like put the ball in the glove. Thankfully for us, we have like a college that we go like we have a college around here that we go to, so it's outside. But when I see like videos of like drive line throwing their live BPs inside and stuff, and like they're all like talking shit to each other and stuff, I'm like, dude, these pitchers have such an advantage.
Yeah,
They do.
100%. Bouncing around a little bit here, want to go back to your MLB debut. Kind of a shit show, and kind of is kind
Right, yeah,
of
100%.
kind of
No,
kind of
shit Joe is in all caps.
Yeah, big time shit show. And we actually were talking to Hoke last week, and he was I think he's writing in his book coming out. He talked to you about it of how you basically like didn't get to tell your parents you were making your debut, right?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
go
it
into
was like-
that.
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. I mean, like obviously you dream your whole life. You have it all planned out. You're like, oh, I'll be in AAA or wherever I'm at, and I'll get the phone call, and I call my parents, and I'll call my high school. You have that list of people you call.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like complete opposite. I got told that I was going. So I got called up on the taxi, like the traveling taxi squad. They're like, hey, you're going to Baltimore tomorrow. Like you're on the. I was like, oh, I got called. I'm like, oh, did I get called up? Or like, they're like, no, you're on the traveling taxi squad. So I'm like, oh, this is like, I mean, at this point, it's like, I don't even know when it was, like June or I don't know. Not even June. It was late. It was like August. It was late, August, September. It was like coming around those time where it was like late in the season. And it was like, everybody in the media is like, oh, we want this so-and-so to get called up. We're ready for him to get called up. And so I was just so over it. Like I saw so many rumors and so many things, and I've been told so many things. I was like, all right, I'm going to get called up. I'm going to get called up. And I was getting my hopes up the whole year. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to calm down, and I'm not going to get my hopes up. I'm just going to go into it with zero expectations at all. So I show up to Baltimore. It's a doubleheader that day. And the first game, I think King was throwing the first game. And it was like the bullpen just got taxed. I think we were playing 7-inning games, so they can't get. I mean, the bullpen got taxed as much as they could in a 7-inning game, and it was already taxed because it was like they had no off days for like 9 days in front of that. So, I'm and when you're on the taxi squad, you're up in the booth, like where like the GMs and all like the traveling front office guys are. So I'm up in the booth up top, and I go down in between games after the 7th inning. And I'm sitting down in the locker room, and I'm so undervalued that I'm on the taxi squad that we have like an auxiliary locker room, like with like barely even a coat hanger that you can hang your stuff up on. I felt like I was in short season, like still. I mean, I'm like thankful I'm there. I'm like, dude, this is sick. Like this whole and I just walk outside and I get to look at the guys in the locker room, and I'm like walking around, like just felt like you know how it is. Like you just don't want to like step on any toes. And so the coach's locker room is literally like right next to my locker, and I'm sitting there, and like they come in between games, and like I just got this vibe that like that they were about to call my name, just because like they kept looking at me, and I could kind of like hear like just rumblings of what they were saying. I heard that they were talking about the bullpen being taxed, and then Booney came out and was like, he just like came up into my locker. He was like, put your jersey on. He was like, you just got activated. And I was like, holy shit, like chills, like freaking out. And then like everybody came up to me, like Harkey, the pitching coach, Matt Blake, and all the guys were coming up to me like, it was not even like congratulations, like you just made it. It was like, go get your jersey on, go outside and warm up because you're coming in this next game. And like in 15 minutes, like the game starts.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
And so I'm sitting there like, I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't even have time to call my parents. So I literally sent them a text. I was like, hey, I just want you. I can't remember what I said. It was something along the lines of like, I just want to let you know I just made the major leagues or something like that. And like they're all like freaking out, like my Twitter's blowing up, and I just throw my phone. I'm like, all right, I got to go outside and throw. And so I'm going outside. I throw like a normal reliever would before the game, like, and then I come back inside. I check my phone real quick. It's like going crazy, so I don't even like manage to look at that. And then I just go to the bullpen. Like I mean, this was like one of my first few times of being like a real reliever. So I'm just like. I'm like talking to the guys like Holder and Chad and all these guys.
You're like, how do I do this?
Yeah, literally. That's literally what it was like. I was like, you guys got to guide me through this. I was like, I don't know when to warm up. If I'm coming in the 6th or 7th inning, do I start in the 5th? Do I start in the 4th? I was like, literally just walk me through this. I'm like on bandy leg. And so it came down to it. It was like runners on first and second, and it was runners on first, and then Harkey was like, oh, by the way, like he was like, get hot, like you're hot. And Harkey's so nonchalant. He's been around the game for so long that he's just like, he'll be like, oh yeah, you get hot, like, and like just like so casual, and I'm like, oh shit, like
he's also he's like known for fucking with people and like joking with them.
and he's like a joking guy, like he's a fun loving guy. And so I was like, wait, is he fucking with me or like is he serious? So I'm like just ready to go, start putting my red hot on, start stretching, and I'm like, honestly, there was not really, to be honest with you, there wasn't a ton of nerves. Like I wasn't nervous because there was no fans in the stands. Obviously, we were in a pennant race at the time. If we lost that game, we were going to fall back a game.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of pressure like around the situation, but I wasn't nervous at all. Like I was surprisingly like completely calm. And then I ran out there and I got on the mound. It was like, okay, yeah, now we're here. Like this, like my heart, you could just tell like the moment for me, I should have slowed the moment down a little bit more. It kind of like just goes by so fast. I remember giving up like a 76 mile an hour, like bloop single,
Yep.
like a 84 mile an hour hit. And then like a 92 mile an hour hit. And like, they scored like 3 runs, and I look up at the scoreboard. I'm like, what just happened? Like, and Crafty comes out and talks to me. It happened so fast, and I felt so bad because I gave up Davy's runs, and he was in line for a win, and I just didn't do my job. It was obviously like it didn't work out how we wanted it to, but to be able to get that experience and kind of, I think just to start my career on like a low period like that, it's just like hopefully it only goes up from there. And it was good to kind of have like some of those struggles because I learned a lot, and it kind of just where I'm at with like my mental game right now and just like physically and just as far as like motivation and stuff like that, it's never been higher. So to kind of go through those struggles this past year was really good for me.
I feel like going back to like when we talked in Tampa last year, it's like you don't even really get fazed by it. You take it as like, okay, I'll use this like just to get better. We were talking about you coming back from Tommy John. You're like, all right, this is just a little bump in the road. I'll be totally fine. Kind of the same thing. And like
I think the whole idea, like I've always been like just the whole idea of like being a top prospect and a highly touted guy, and everybody like casts their expectations on you, and they're like, all right, this is what he's got to do to be, so-and-so. He's a 70 this, he's a 65 this, or whatever it is. And just like, I've always just enjoyed it. Like just to be like, I just embraced it. Like even I've embraced like the lows and I've embraced the highs when I'm pitching like shit and when I'm pitching good. Like I just kind of, like, I just take it all in stride. And I think that just having this year, just like, I've had it before when I was in college. I told somebody this the other day, when I was a freshman in college, I really wasn't that good. I was like, okay, I was a weekend starter and I just didn't have a good year. And like, I went home that off season, like I flipped a switch. It was like, this guy just became an animal. I just worked out like crazy. I was just like physically and mentally just at a different place than I ever been. And like you only get that feeling when you have like, when your back is against the wall. And you're like, you kind of like scratch out of it. Like, because if I would have went back my sophomore year and pitched like shit again, as like I did my freshman year, I wouldn't be here today, like where I'm at.
Right.
So that's kind of the same where I feel right now. Like that same, like those same feelings are right back here today. Just being like, dude, my back's against the wall. I pitched like shit last year. Yes, it was like small sample size and it was a weird year, blah, blah, blah. But like, I just kind of like, dude, this is like next year when I come out, it's like a coming out party. Like, I just want to go. And I'm just ready to pitch. And so it's exciting for me just to be able to, because I know a lot of guys, like when you go up there and you have your instant success, you're like, oh, this is kind of easy. Like I can do this. Like this isn't hard at all. And then sometimes like eventually you're going to get humbled in this game. It's a hard game, especially at this level with these guys. So I think it's better to get humbled early on than, later.
You won't find a better mentality, I feel like, than that about like, I mean, no one really took your MLB debut, like, for real with, and you're saying, like, you've never been a reliever before, and you're asking people literally minutes before you come in, how do I do this? Like, no one's going to put that against you. It's very unfair. But, like, to use that.
And it's not like, and I don't want to be like, and I'm not using it as a cop.
No. I can do that.
No, I know. I tell people all the time, I'm like, dude, I pitched like shit. Like, I didn't do my job. Like, I went up there and, I don't care if it's relieving or starting. Like, my job is to get people out. And I have the stuff to do it. So like, there should be no excuse, but I understand that, people always say, but I take it as I didn't do good. Like I got to be better. So it's definitely a learning experience.
I hear that. Recent acquisition for the Yankees over the weekend, Corey Kluber. Immediate like thoughts I feel like were, oh, this is gonna be great for the young guys too. Like not only like are we hoping he's gonna be really good, but him working with you, right. Davey, Jordan. Are you excited to get to work with a guy like him? Yeah,
for sure. I think there's something to be said about like veterans in the clubhouse. I think that just having that veteran presence and guys who have been through it for years is there's a lot of value to that. I think just being around those guys, and I think the main thing is being like seeing how they go about their routines. I think I've never met Kluber, I've never been around him, but he seems like a very stoic guy, a guy who's like more of like a leader by example type of guy. Like you got guys like Garrett, who's like a vocal leader. So for me, like I feel like a guy like Kluber is just sitting back and watching. Like, how does he go about his business? Like, what's his routine like? You can tell he's very like routine oriented and kind of goes like very detail oriented, like every other ace in this league. And people who are you find a lot of commonalities in these guys who have a lot of success in the league. A lot of it has to do with who's the most routine oriented and detail oriented, and they go about their business the same. So to be able to kind of pick his brain and be around a guy like that will be a lot of fun. And yeah, I think it's going to be really good for guys like Davey and Jordan and King and a lot of guys. And I've gotten a ton of people hit me up saying that Kluber's pitch, profiles kind of look the same to mine, and with the two seam and the big breaking ball and stuff like that. So it'll be good to kind of just like being able to sit back and kind of watch how he goes about it.
What was it like? Obviously, Cole would fuck with you and King beforehand, but then when you finally get to the big leagues, did that kind of continue a little bit? Him like razzing you?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it's like big brother type stuff, and it just kind of a lot of times sometimes they'll just put you in their place, and it's kind of like, which is rightfully so. I think when you're coming up in the league, like you got to earn your respect. Like you got to like be consistent, and you got to do your part. You got to just be a good teammate. And there's a lot of things that you have to do to earn your teammates' respect. So it's just, part of it, and I enjoy it. I think it's fun. It's good for King and I or anybody else. I think that to have those, just the small stuff, the stuff where it's like a lot of camaraderie based stuff, or whether it's on the bus and you're having a sing or whatever, like whatever it is, like you have to like, you're just like, you just kind of like, it's just whatever. Like, it's like a fraternity. You got to get branded into it. So
yeah. And it's also like, you're on the New York Yankees doing this shit. So it's like,
yeah.
Kind of like
there's a lot worse places that I could be getting bullied at.
Yeah, no doubt. When he was rolling, because obviously he had his like slow start to 2020, when he got cooking, and then you're there in September to like watch it. Like, is there anything like that? Have you ever seen anything like when he was untouchable to end the year?
Yeah, I remember. I think it was like the first weekend I got called up. I watched his start. I think it was in Toronto, and his start the first start I saw was his start in Baltimore, where he struck out literally like 10 guys in a row.
Yeah. Didn't he fall apart in like the 5th or 6th inning?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And so like after that, it was like when he really started catching his stride.
Mm-hmm.
And just to see like just I don't know. I just love watching like competitors, because I try to be like that. Like he pitches with a big ass chip on his shoulder, and he's a dog out there. I like the way he's not like taunting the other team, but he doesn't take no shit out there, and that's kind of like how I like to pitch. And so it's kind of sick to watch him when he's just in that zone, and like, cause you know what it's like when that switch gets flipped, and like it's almost like things happen in slow motion where you're like, you just are in the zone, you're striking everybody out, and you kind of see things before they happen. And that's kind of how it was down that stretch, and it was a lot of fun to watch.
He has a really cool strikeout strut that you should pick up on. Like when he's cooking and he knows he has you completely fucked, and it's not taunting like you said, but it's his own thing, and he did it in Houston. He finally started to do it when he got going in like September. You should pick up on something. You should do like a little strikeout strut. Like I think that would be very cool.
No, I didn't strike out enough people out this last year. But I have had so many comments of people like, dude, your strikeout strut, like you're just like, you're letting people know in the top deck. I mean, a lot of times when I'm rolling, you're gonna know. Like, I was doing it in spring training where I was like leaping off the mound, and like I would walk around the mound, like take big ass circles around the mound. But yeah, I definitely have a strut, so you'll be seeing it.
Okay.
Now, is that something you work on, like an end zone celebration, or is that kind of just like it happens naturally? You don't even realize.
It's just like a natural thing. Yeah, it's like a natural thing. I think if you like work on it, like if I'm sitting here in my bedroom like working on it, you could tell. tell. Like, it's forced. Like, so
Right.
if you just like naturally have like, it's just like a yeah. I feel like I can see Tommy.
Like Tommy does that.
2 to 4 p.m. I'm working on my 2-seam fastball. 4 to 5 I'm working on my strikeout strut.
Yeah. I got a schedule. I just do it like 2 to 3 times a week. Simple and
Yeah.
Get
Get in front of a mirror.
It's definitely a natural thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a natural thing. I think it's cool. I've always loved watching pitchers do it. I mean, certain pitchers do it a little more than others. I mean, what Bauer was doing this season, like that's like next level stuff.
We hate him.
Like,
We hate him
never,
here.
Yeah, you're never gonna see me like doing none of that. Like you'll never see me do that.
Okay.
But you'll definitely see some just that.
The cooler ones are like almost like
I think you gotta have.
like the subtle ones, you know, like where it's like a little hop like that,
Yeah.
and then like that's like, you know, like when you do like Bauer shit, it's like, all right, dude, you're just doing that for a YouTube channel, pretty much.
Yeah, that's a lot of. He's just trying to get views on that. But like when you see guys like when you see like DeGrom or like even like Cole or any of these guys, like I like watching DeGrom. Like he'll strike you out, and it's just like head down, like like nobody's stopping me right now.
Yeah, that's scarier to me.
Yeah, it's almost like
100%.
it's similar to Judge when he had his monster season and every single ball thrown at him in the zone was hit out of the park. Like he just puts his head down, but like he would put his head down like almost like right after he finished swing, and it's like you can't know the ball's gone. It's like he did, and
It's like I was supposed to do that, and I'm gonna keep doing it.
Even like Hicksy, like when Hicks does like that little backswing. When he drops the bat on that dude, that's sick.
Yes, you know the ball's not coming back.
Yeah,
you don't care about that as a pitcher, right?
Drops his bat.
Do you care about guys
I don't
showing you
care. I
up,
mean,
like bat flips or admiring it?
If I throw a shitty pitch and you hit a home run and it just depends. Like some people take it a little bit too far, and so like a lot of times, like if somebody does it to me and next time I face you, I'm just gonna try to strike you out, and then I'm either gonna stare you down or like I'll probably like might do a cartwheel off the mound or just to taunt you. I mean, it's just like whatever you do, I'm gonna do it back. So a lot of times it comes back like tenfold. So. That's why I just try to. I just sometimes you get caught in the moment, so I know how hitters can get. And same thing with me. Like a lot of times I'll strike a guy out, and it's it's just a normal strikeout, and I'll pimp it, and they're just like, it's like, all right, like okay, I'll get you back.
That's all fun. That's what baseball should be right now. Just like both people try and get each other out. If you want to taunt a little bit, taunt a little bit. Like I don't care. Just have fun with
100%.
it. Yeah.
100%. I think it's good. I think it's good TV. I think to have like just the young guys that are coming up right now and. There's like just even like the Latins in the game, like the young Latins in the game. They bring so much swag to the game, like Acuna and Soto and all these guys. They're completely just the amount of like just electric that they're bringing to the field is fun every day.
Yeah, no doubt. As we wrap up here, I have 2 quick questions for you. I don't know what else you guys have, but I know you're a big UFC guy. See it on your Instagram a lot. Big fight this weekend. This fight's going on right fucking now, actually, in Dubai. But Conor this weekend, what's your prediction for the Conor fight?
Oh, okay. So I mean, I've been going back and forth on. I know Marty's a big gambler, so I've been going back. I know he's gonna knock him out. I know he's gonna win in under 2 rounds.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's gonna be a knockout or TKO. But I think he's gonna knock him out. But I am the biggest Conor McGregor fan. I think it's going to be a good fight, and he's just on another level right now. I love just the videos and the content that's coming out of like him, from just his media crew. Oh, it's so sick. His media crew and like the UFC, like he's just next level right now. So I cannot wait. I'm gonna have a bunch of boys. I actually just bought a new house in Atlanta, so I'm gonna have a bunch of the boys over. We're gonna watch the fight, and I'm excited, dude.
Wait, that leads to my next question. So I'm starting a new series here. I'm gonna review bathrooms. If you have a nice bathroom, I could tell what kind of person you are. Can I review your bathroom?
I'm not even close to my bathroom.
Not yet. Once you got your bathroom set up, I don't care about your house. It could be fucking huge. I just need to see your shitter.
Okay. All right, I got you. You just want to see the shitter, the toilet, or you want to see the full?
The whole bathroom. The full bathroom.
I got you.
All right.
Water pressure included. Water pressure very important. For
where your drain is in the shower. I appreciate bathrooms.
Hey, no, I love that about you because you can tell a lot about a man or a woman from the way they go about their business in the shower. If it doesn't have good water pressure,
well, he's not going to watch the shower.
I'm like, Clarke, just go in the shower. Come on.
Come on, give us a quick.
Yeah.
I don't think
Marty doesn't even release the video.
I'm like, Marty, what did you do with that contest?
Don't worry.
Yeah, I got lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
We were talking to Clint, and he brought up his Oreo thing in the shower. I don't know if you've heard of this, but he eats his Oreos in the shower, and they're better. And Clinton was just stunned
What?
by this realization that
Fuck.
As much as I want to hate him for it,
It
he's
works.
not wrong.
You want the steam or what?
Bro, the steam makes it 10 times
Well, it doesn't even
better.
have to be the shower. It just has to be underwater.
Yeah, you could just
Yeah,
go
but
to
the shower is better because you don't have to like put it in the water. Like it's just the steam gets it. But if you put a little bit of an Oreo in the water, well, just do it. One Oreo. Got to be double stuffed.
I'm not a big Oreo guy, but
Well, I
have
don't
to
care.
try it.
You're eating an
I
Oreo.
do have to do like a 1-bite review.
Yes, that's all I need. That's a fucking fantastic taste.
You guys got anything else?
Yeah, one last thing, because I like to. Where are you gonna live this year? Like, how do you go about finding an apartment in like Manhattan? Like,
During
because you're gonna
COVID.
most likely be on the major league team. Like, what does your agent take care of that? Because when I play Madden, I always try to envision where my quarterback would be living, and I think like, how do I split that? Would I be looking myself on Street Easy? Do I have my manager take care of that? So what? Like, you got to start thinking about that. That's a few months away.
Yeah, that's that's honestly a great question. I sit there and I'm like, I'll just push things like that back where I'm like, and then last minute I'll be like, I'll hit my agent up or whoever and I'll be like, yo, I don't have a place. Like, what do I do now? But yeah, I honestly, but like you said, it's one of those things where you kind of let your agent or your people that, that are in your corner do that for you. I try to, I talk to a lot of the guys and everybody lives in so many different areas. Like I know a lot of guys live in like the Tribeca, Chelsea, like market area, but like that's so far from the stadium. I was in the Upper East Side last year when I was up there. And so that was an easy drive for the stadium for me. I definitely don't, I think we have 2 team hotels, one like in the city and then one kind of in Yonkers. So you want to like, for me, I think the main thing is I want to be in the city just to get that like full feel of it. Like
We'll show you around. Once things open back up, we'll show you all the spots. Yeah.
Dude, I hope nothing more that we can just have a normal year where we can like after a game just like go eat dinner or like just go like just eat at a normal restaurant without having to.
The 4 of us.
Without having to sit on the street. Yeah, with the 4 of you guys, with the 3 of you guys right there.
And then just also watch an episode of Survivor and let me know, please.
Okay, what is it? Season
28. It's on Kagayan. There's only 2 seasons on Netflix. Don't watch Heroes vs. Villains. That's all returnees. You won't appreciate it as much. Watch season 28 Kagayan. Get back to me and we'll talk.
Every guest is going to be like, every time I go on Shore Porch, they give me homework. I got to fucking go season 28. I got to eat Oreos in the shower.
I gotta eat Oreos in the shower. I gotta clean up my bathroom and then I gotta watch Survivor.
And I guess like work on pitching or whatever.
I guess
you
do
already
that.
have to do like for your job.
Just be good next year.
Yeah.
My last question: how many texts is too many to without unanswered texts before you think it's a problem when you're texting a girl?
61.
A girl?
Yeah.
60. Anything over like 3 for me. If I send 3 texts to a girl like without getting a reply.
That's literally what we said.
I'm
We
not-
said
that-
3.
3 and it's over. Like you have to delete her contact number. It's just like okay, it's very
Dude,
clear she has no
I
interest.
saw that when I saw that stuff. I was like, dude, 62 texts. Is
Come
a
on,
lot of
dude.
texts.
What like at 61, and it's like this is the one. Like I got 62 will be the winner, and then I also want to know why did he stop at 62?
Yeah, like what was was he like okay, 63 would be way too many.
I guess from my knowledge, what I read in the article, I guess she was like she sent a text like no like please stop or whatever like in the long and like to summarize it. And then he just sent like one or 2 more and was like, okay, like, oh, I didn't know. I couldn't tell. I didn't know that you didn't. I'm like 55 texts later, like 57 texts later, you don't know that, like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be texting this girl.
Fucking crazy.
And it's not just like text. It was like just, this dude's just sending nudes.
Weird
Yeah,
shit.
and then he claims it wasn't his news and they were stock images. And it's like, oh my God, dude. Just.
Dude, and that's just so bad I think it just puts such a bad, and not even on baseball, just like in sports, like you guys know, like you're in the media world and just like with the females and stuff that are coming up, like
Non-stop, brother.
yeah, I know. like it's just it's tough. It's a tough look for sports, and I hated to see it. So.
Yeah, it was awful. Yeah, Clarke.
I didn't mean we're doing what he does nonstop. I thought you were saying whatever.
I know what you meant.
You said that. I was like, wait, what is?
It was a weird thing to say.
No, that was. I thought you meant like the girls around us all the time. I didn't mean nonstop.
I'm usually the one to say the weird thing.
That was bad.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're gonna say anything about his baby or.
I know there's been some girls Tommy sent more than 3 messages and no.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't get rejected. I reject.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Oh God. All right. We'll get you out of here, Clarke. We really appreciate everything. Best of luck with the off-season program and ramping up for spring training. And we hope to see you in the city and at Yankee Stadium. I hope to be in the fucking stadium this year and just to watch you pitch. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't wait.
Appreciate you guys having me on, and it's always fun, cutting it up with you guys, and hopefully I want nothing more than fans in the stands, and to be able to look up and see Marty and Tommy going at it with each other and yelling.
That's all I need.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. And go Conor McGregor on Saturday. Let's hopefully kicks the shit out of
All right,
you.
boys. Yes, Conor McGregor, take the under on rounds and take knockout. Let's go, boys.
Love it.
There
Love
we
it.
go.
All right,
Love
man.
it.
Clarke Schmidt, everybody.
All right, see you guys.
See you.
Thanks, Clarke.
Later, man.